right, everybody, here we go with Dignitas Sjow and Reign's Kiwikaki. Game number 1 in this epic of best of 3 series. Starting map is going to be NASL dual site, and joining me today we have Mr. Jake Orb Sklaroo. Orb, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I got some serious nerd chills over this match.
You definitely should. These two players, not only are they fantastic players, they're also some fantastic personalities, I guess you would say. Yeah, personalities. Kiwikaki, probably my #1 fan, and I'm his as well. We kind of interchange. But Kiwikaki and I go back all the way through MLG Raleigh. That's where we first met. And we also met up in some of the beta stuff. And Sjow, I've known this guy since the beginning of beta as well. Both these players, just like probably the funniest people in the world.
You know what? They're also some of the smartest players in the world. These guys are both players that are known for making very specific decisions and going for builds that are unorthodox and not just, you know, kind of copying the standard style and just trying to execute it well. No, instead they forge their own builds, and they're often very interesting. So I'm so excited to see these two unique styles play against each other.
You are definitely right. And you know what? I have to be very careful with saying that, because if I say that and they hear it, they will get a very, very big ego, because so many times I tell them, you're not that smart. You got to keep training, just so that they don't become complacent. You know, because obviously they take my word like it's, you know, it's holy or something. I don't know. But
well, I mean, you are holy.
I am pretty holy. I am pretty holy. But there we go. A first refinery is going to be put down for Mr. Sjow. So we are going to be seeing some sort of, I mean, it could be anything. I'm going to stop there. It could be 1-1-1. It can be 2 racks play. It could be 1 racks expand. There's so many variations that can happen from here. I have seen Sjow do a lot of 1-1-1s in the past. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 1-1-1, especially on a map like Dual Site.
Yeah, absolutely. With the two huge entrances over to the natural, it's very difficult to defend. A lot of Protoss players are going to try to take that natural relatively quickly. So 1-1-1 can punish that, especially with the line of sight blockers leading over towards the main. You could very easily utilize that with some siege tanks, and you have the upper ground vision from Banshees, so you can siege up the main, and it's very difficult for Protoss to engage into that. Meanwhile, Kiwikaki did just add on that cyber core, and he is going to add on that second gas immediately. So he's not going to go for any type of crazy 1-gate expansion here or 4-gate or anything of that sort. He is just going to be teching up and playing it pretty standard off 1 base for the time being.
Now this is interesting. Kiwikaki is known for all of his very exquisite builds. One build that comes to mind is going to be the robotics facility before he gets his warp gate, and that is just blows my mind. I'm interested to see if he does it this game. Normally when he does it, he's only on 1 gas, which leads me to think he's not going to be doing something like that. But interested to see. No, he's going to be doing it. So there goes that robo. And normally it's a 1-gate robo. He gets a very quick immortal before Observer, and then he goes for the expansion. Now how he defends against 1-1-1, as far as I know, and as he's told me, he actually cancels the Nexus, goes Stargate, and starts getting Immortal, Zealot, Stalker, and Phoenixes.
Phoenix? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually exactly what I do when I go against 1-1-1. I think it's the easiest way to deal with it. You can use your Phoenixes not only to give you security against those Banshees and Ravens and point defense drones, but also so you can lift up those siege tanks, those pesky, annoying siege tanks that cause the entire problem for 1-1-1. But so far we actually see, well, it is going to be 1-1-1 thus far from Sjow, but has not added on any you know, any tech lab for that factory. Probably going to be doing that soon, but I like that he actually went for that early Hellion first. You can use that to go get some scouting information, deny any map control for Kiwikaki. Probably not going to be able to actually do any harassment, but that map control is so important.
Definitely, and the first Hellion is going to get out here. Loses 5 hit points before going down to that, excuse me, that didn't go down, excuse me. Before the probe went down. Now finally Kiwikaki is going to wall off. The first Observer is out, so he did go Observer before Immortal, which is kind of interesting, but it's still absolutely fine. It keeps him, well, for all intents and purposes, it keeps him pretty safe. Now throwing down another gateway, and he's playing, this is like the most standard thing. It's literally, look what my opponent's doing. Based off of that, I make all these different changes.
Absolutely. 2-gate robo, probably one of the most standard and safest routes you can go. I mean, 3-gate robo would be a little bit safer, but it's going to delay your expansion a lot more. With 2-gate robo, you can really get out enough immortals. You can still get out enough gateway units, but still not have wasted enough minerals that you can take a relatively quick expansion. But the observer scouts everything it sees that, yes, this is indeed a 1-1-1. It's not any type of 3-1-1, although I guess you could consider it 2-1-1 since there is a reactor on that barracks. But the first Banshee is now out. The tank is on the way, but no siege tech yet.
Instantaneously, what is dropped? The Stargate is dropped. And look at how much Chrono Boost is saved up. Kiwikaki didn't use anything, really, for that warp gate throughout the entire creation of it. He was just basing everything off of that initial, excuse me, not the initial, just getting up and defending against any incoming pushes. Now, look at this. He's gotten the expansion. The Nexus goes down. But I think this Nexus is just to bait him to attack with this 1-1 prematurely, because almost always he cancels that. Hopefully he doesn't lie to me, else I'll be very, very sad that, well, he's not a truthful person.
Well, the first Banshee is now in the main of Kiwikaki. Actually did manage to get 4 probe kills there before Kiwikaki was able to respond and force it out of the base. So nice little victory there for Sjow. He is still behind on Harvesters, but only barely 26 to 27 right now. The first Phoenix is out for Kiwikaki, though, and actually, interestingly enough, he did not continue that Phoenix production. Is just opting to go for more Immortals. So maybe just wanted just one Phoenix to be able to deny the possibility of any Banshee harassment, as well as put that pressure on the Banshee so they can't just freely sit around attacking things and taking upper ground vision for the show.
Definitely. What I love about the Phoenix is it really allows all of his units to be concentrated in one area. No longer can you throw your Banshee all around to the corner, displace some Stalkers, and all of a sudden my main army is coming into the front. Now finally Sjow is pushing into the natural, and it looks like the natural was not canceled. Kiwikaki might be in a little bit of trouble.
He might be. He's going in for the engagement. Is he going to be able to get the lift on the tanks? He's not actually lifting. He just has his Phoenixes on the Banshees right now. So the Immortal trying to get in range of the tanks. He does get one tank down. Will he get the second one? He does. The Immortals are not being target fired by Sjow, unfortunately. He's actually allowing his tanks to be killed, but unfortunately it looks like the entire army from Kiwikaki has died other than 2 Immortals, one very close to dying right now. It does get killed off. Now the Phoenix is on the way, but I feel like Kiwikaki, he was in a good position, but just missed micro there. If he had actually lifted up those tanks during that engagement, would have been in a much better situation. But right now the second bunker is already halfway up for Sjow. The first bunker is already complete, of course, and this looks very difficult for Kiwikaki to break.
You know, Kiwikaki, he's in an interesting predicament. I don't know if he's completely behind in this. He has, you know, the ability to just clean this bunker up very, very fast because the Immortal, again, deals 50 damage. I think the Nexus will go down. There's no chance for it to stay up. And, yeah, there it's going to go down. Now an additional Banshee and a Siege Tank is going to come up here. And there's just going to be a consistent reinforcement of these units until basically Kiwikaki is going to be left with us.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, he just needs a lot more Zealots right now. He needs a better way to deal with the number of SCVs Sjow has in the front of his army. He's continuing to get Immortals and Phoenixes, but he's only at 2 Immortals right now, 1 Phoenix. He is starting to warp in more and more of a Gateway army, but those Stalkers actually not going to be as helpful as he would probably like. Really just needs a ton of Zealots in there. Nice scan by Sjow, taking out that Observer, so Kiwikaki can't know that he's unsieging, but Kiwikaki sees that coming, realizes that would be the most likely thing to do after taking out the Observer, so he goes for the engagement. The Phoenix immediately gets killed. It is not looking good for Kiwikaki right now.
No, it is not. The 2 Banshees seem just impenetrable. They can't be focused down. There's just too much going on for the rest. And look at the Sjow behind this is just going to go ahead, take an expansion, and he's going to be super, super strong. Now switching up, Sjow is putting a reactor onto that starport and now putting a tech lab onto the barracks. So we might be seeing Marauders, we might be seeing upgrades, most likely just upgrades, getting the Marines out, getting the stim and combat shields, and then look at this, double Vikings coming out.
Unfortunately, Kiwikaki's actually been supply blocked now. There we go, finally putting that pile, and actually that was almost an entire minute of being supply blocked, so perhaps just paying a little bit too much attention to his army, unfortunately, but it looks like Sjow has a beautiful defense set up with 4 siege tanks, so I don't see how Kiwikaki can break this. He's going to go for it anyways, though. Oh, but unfortunately, those 5 range Immortals just unable to get in range. They just get picked off way too quickly by those Marines and siege tanks. And Kiwikaki is starting to lose his army, which was essentially the only thing he had going for him at that point in time. He's trying to take his expansion back up now, but it is so far behind Show's expansion. And right now it's, well, actually it is 28 probes to 19 SCVs right now. So at least Kiwikaki has that on his side.
Yeah, do remember that there was a lot of SCVs that had to be given up because Sjow, again, pushed in with all of those SCVs. Every single one of them got destroyed, but what was left was the attacking unit. So in terms of army tap, let's go ahead and look at that. 1900 against 1125, a definite advantage for Sjow. But income, it's just about even in income. A little bit of advantage for Kiwikaki, but that's just due to, of course, the harvester count. The mules are really helping out, and as soon as Sjow gets the second mule down, it's going to be very, very tough for Kiwikaki to keep up with the economy of Sjow.
Absolutely. It is going to be so hard for him, especially with the unit composition he's been going for. He actually has been continuing his Phoenix production, which is good, but the problem is that now that Sjow knows what he's doing, it's not like, whoa, wait a minute, you had Phoenixes early on? No, he knows he's been going Phoenixes. He knows he has that Stargate pumping units right now, and thus he's been building Vikings. So these Vikings are going to make it really, really annoying, and it's going to make it basically impossible for Kiwikaki to accomplish anything with those Phoenixes. I mean, 2 Vikings being produced at a time, so even if he goes and tries to lift up siege tanks, the Phoenixes, excuse me, will be killed off very quickly, but he's gonna go for an engagement in the center of the map. Might actually kill off some of the Vikings here. This could be huge, actually, for that engagement. He does pick off 2 Vikings. The third one is gonna go down, and he'll be able to kill off these 2 Banshees, so great victory there for Kiwikaki.
Definitely Kiwikaki taking a huge, massive advantage in that exchange. He only lost 1 Phoenix for 3 Vikings and 2 Banshees. Whoa, wow. Let's go ahead and look at armies now. They're just about even. Units lost is favoring Mr. Sjow, so Sjow is still ahead in that manner. But Sjow is looking really, really monstrous. He has combat shield. Stim is almost finished, just about halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way done. And meanwhile, Kiwikaki does not have any AoE to deal with that. I'm really scared for Kiwikaki. He needs a lot more to be able to deal with this incoming attack.
Well, he's doing some great harassment with these Phoenixes, but that does, of course, mean he'll have less energy available when the attack does come. Now, the problem is I see Sjow, well, he's moving out right now, but he went for a quick double gas at the natural, and he's actually been low on SCVs all game long from sacrificing so many in the attack, losing them to Phoenixes, etc. So when you're low on SCVs, you already have fewer. I mean, throwing 3 of them, 6 of them at the natural into gas means you're going to have an even less mineral or an even bigger mineral disadvantage to your opponent. 28 to 46 harvesters right now in favor of Kiwikaki, but Sjow is just moving forward for this attack, getting his entire army in position. Kiwikaki just going for the counterattack, might just go for the base race right now. He is indeed going for that, just sending everything away, even just abandoning the base with all those probes. But if he wants to actually keep his main alive, he's going to at least need some sentries or something to hold that ramp.
Yeah, and I like this decision. Now gonna bear down on the natural of Sjow. Kiwikaki looks to be destroying everything, and I like this base race situation because what he's doing is spreading out everything. He's spreading out, taking the gold expansion all the way on the top left. He's waiting for 1 Colossus. I don't know if that Colossus will get up in time. Sjow needs to sprint all the way over and make sure that he can take out that Robo before anything comes out, because the worst thing that can happen right now is that 1 Colossus pops out and just does wonders for Kiwikaki.
Yeah, I don't know how much 1 Colossus would actually be able to do against 20 Marines and 7 siege tanks, but in any case, I do really gotta agree with you that Kiwikaki's decision-making there was great. The problem was he was already a little bit behind in the game from that early game 1-on-1, taking out his Nexus, so he really didn't want to engage this army of Sjow because he didn't have a big enough army, so instead of just losing, he went for that counterattack to force some damage, even though, you know, he just knew he was going to lose his natural. Might as well do some damage at the same time. And that actually created a base race in which he might not be in the greatest of situations, obviously, but at least it's not as bad as having just lost the game in a straight-up engagement at the front.
Correct, and now he's just going to try to buy as much time as possible. Sjow has his command center on the bottom right-hand corner. It looks like all the units are sprinting over to that bottom right-hand position. Meanwhile, the gold expansion has been completed for Kiwikaki, so he will be mining, but he's severely supply capped. Now finally the command center, is it going to go? Yeah, it is being targeted down. I don't think it's going to go down in time because Show's main army is shuttling all the way over to that bottom right-hand side.
But he does have that Immortal on it now. That will help the DPS so much that it looks like the command center may, in fact, go down. So Sjow now in a lot of trouble since he does not actually, I believe, have a command center left over anywhere. So all he can do is use this army that he has right now to win the game. If this army doesn't win him the game, that's it. Although, unless I'm trying to see, did he save an SCV? He did save SCVs, actually, so he has enough money to make a command center.
But Orb, there's a Dark Shrine going down right now in Kiwikaki. in the middle of the map, and a barracks is going to float over there. It's going to see exactly what's going on. Oh my gosh. And Sjo's going to sprint over there. All he needs is one Dark Templar, and he's won the game. Oh my god, massive force fields going across, and he's going to be able to force field again. Sjow is, oh, he might lose this. Only a couple of seconds left. The Dark Shrine, he needs 20 seconds left. Another force field goes off, and he has a little bit more. Sjow needs to sprint on over there. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so close.
Oh
and
my god, the Dark Shrine's about to complete.
The Dark Shrine is
Pilot or
completed.
something?
Now the command center is being built, and there's the 2 Dark Templars that are coming down right now. Dark Templars are out. He has no way of being able to stop any of these. They're just running amok. Now finally all the gateways, the pylons, everything is going down. These 2 Dark Templars might be the saving grace for Sjow. There could be a base elimination race. He knows the top left is taken. All he has to do is really spread out all these Marines, make sure nothing's going on. But, oh my god, what the heck is happening in this match?
Oh no, Sjow just made a key mistake. Had his SCVs on auto repair. They're actually repairing that barracks. He actually had 150 minerals left over, so he would have been able to change that command center into an orbital and maybe get scanned.
No
but he
way.
accidentally left his SCVs on auto repair. Now he doesn't have the minerals. Now he can't possibly get an orbital command unless he gets those SCVs back over there and starts mining. So, it is looking terrible for Sjow right now. The DT's killing everything. The Phoenix is killing off the medevacs as well. I mean, Kiwikaki's lost pretty much everything. He only has that Nexus rebuilding at the bottom and his production over at the top. But it does look like he might be able to take this game thanks to this brilliant DT switch.
And there it goes. All of Sjow's army. He cannot believe what's going on. The Dark Templars are just heroes. 15 kills on one of them. How many? 10 kills on the other one. 25 kills total. And that one Dark Templar isn't done just yet. Now, finally, just going to plop all of these structures down. Looks like Kiwikaki has taken 2 bases. Let's go ahead and go to the income tab. 3 harvesters, 2 4 harvesters. Very, very even. Orbital Command Center doesn't come into to count this time around, but I'm pretty sure Kiwikaki has a massive advantage on his opponent. Oh, there are even Immortals and 2 sentries over here. Sjow is probably just going to I don't know what he's doing, man. He's
I don't know, man.
He's BMing.
He's so mad that he lost, I guess. I don't know. Those 5 Phoenixes, I mean, not only did he have 25 kills on the DTs, he also had about 20 kills on the Phoenixes. So Kiwikaki has just been extremely, extremely efficient with his army in this game. And just with those DTs at the end. Now, Sjow does have the opportunity for a scan. He does have the minerals, but he has no army, man. I mean, literally, if you look at the army tab, it's 0.
Well, you are terribly wrong. He has a Marine.
Well, he has a Marine on the way.
Oh, gosh.
It's true. You know,
please,
maybe.
Orb, please think before you talk. It's just getting ridiculous. I'm just kidding, of course. Now, this one Marine is going to come down here, seize the gold expansion, and he's going to stem his way in. Go ahead, stem, and kill those probes. Yeah, get him.
Oh, yeah.
Get him. And GG comes out from Sjow. Kiwikaki's taking game 1. And Orb, that is how you defeat 1-1-1.
That's how you defeat 1-1. Okay, good to know.
You kill.
Copying that on
No. Orb, listen. This is how you do it. You kill every single orbital command center, hope that they don't go Ravens, switch over to Dark Templars, base race against them, and have Phoenixes out to make sure that they can't just load everything up and drop it all down. You're welcome.
That's what you gotta do, man. That's what you
You're
gotta
welcome.
do. You're fixing the metagame.
I am.
Now they don't have to patch. Now they don't have to patch the immortal. Like you're fixing the metagame, man.
They don't have to patch anything, dude.
1-1-1 is now fixed.
That's why
thanks to
everybody needs just a Grey Torp in here. You know what? Let's just go ahead and go into game number 2. I'm sure Sjow is not going to do 1-1-1. We'll see, though. It could happen. Might not. Kiwikaki's up 1-0. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a bit.